All right. Welcome back, everyone, to A Programmer Plays Submerged. In our previous episode, we finished the game, but not really. There's something going on over there which I want to check out. But before I do that, I do want to finish getting the last couple of secrets because we've just got just two left. And I decided to just look up where they are because they could be anywhere. Um, and so I found a map that we'll use to get up there. The first one that we need to go to um is right about here. So basically due north of our current position. The other one that we need to go to is down here. And then there's also a boat thing right here. So let's do the south one to start with, I think. That should go well. And I don't know what the deal is with the animals. I haven't looked that up yet. Um, I'm kinda hoping that there's a little shore point right here that we haven't been in. Go. Only one secret left. And then, of course, the boat stuff. Alright, so the map that I was looking at, of course, the music stops entirely. It's that it's all the way down there. So, behind. Very tricky. Alright, that is 19 out of 26, so we have done worse on those than I thought. Probably just eyeball real quick. There's another one just to the right of us, actually. Map is indicating that it's just right here. Is it hidden by... Huh, alright, so the map's kinda lying? Yeah, the indicator makes you think that it's a lot further north than it actually is, which is interesting. Huh. I guess that's just a byproduct of we need to make this wheel recognizable at a distance. Oh, I get it. Alright, so there's apparently another one here-ish. Boom. I do kind of want to get all of these before diving into the DLC stuff. Just good bit further north than this. Oh, is it? I bet it's inside of this little complex right here. We have to drive to the middle. Where our scan would have never... Yep. That's tricky. Right. Down. There's apparently one here. So, you know what? We're going to fast travel home. One over. And that one. Apparently one here is more. That one. That one. Also one here, which is a good bit closer. Inside, but yeah, there it is. After a while, you can start to get a sense of like kind of what they look like at a distance. Two more. And that one. That one. Yes, we have actually. Wait, what am I missing? Somewhere on here. While we're here, let's go that little bit of south and we'll get the last city secret. There it is. Wow, that dock is tucked in there. I feel like we've climbed this building before, though. Buildings repeat sometimes, and I've just not been paying sufficient attention. Alright, there we go. Chronicles, gather all secrets. That's the achievement. It's gonna... Alright. We will... beyond and south of the hospital. But I can actually see that there might be something in the hospital as well. Yeah, just, oh man, we've come so close to it multiple times. Right here. Trixie. Map's actually a little bit lying to us here because it's on the other side of that. But there we go. That's all of those. So let's fast travel home. Hopefully it works. Did. Excellent. Oh, that puts us, 60 out of 60 secrets, all of the boat upgrades. We are still missing 2 creatures, but that's it as far as completionism goes. And then there's this. So, decisions. Do I do the secrets with the creatures, or do I go ahead and do this? Let me go ahead and do the creatures. Let me see what I can find out. I'll be right back. Alright, the conclusion is that to get the creatures, you kind of just have to sail close to them. We're looking for blue whales and sharks. I'll be honest, that kind of sounds like just a drive out into the open waters and look kind of situation. Possibly big whale. Wrong kind of whale, maybe? Unfortunate. Hold on, I wanna... Yeah, wrong kind of whale, I think. I just... I don't know, chat, I kind of feel like... I feel like if I was going to have found them, I would have found them before now. I'll give it another couple minutes of scooting along, but... Visit the northeast-southwest boundaries is the achievement we just got. Ooh, are you a blue whale? Is that what I'm seeing? Or are you just another humpback whale? Ooh, kind of bluish. Blue adjacent. You're not a humpback. Oh, you're definitely blue. I don't know about all that. Feels like that should have worked. Or maybe, hold on. It's entirely possible that I have misread Guy. Apparently, the ones that I thought were humpback whales, the number 7 here, are actually orcas? Which just raises more questions about this guy. Alright. I feel like we've done our due diligence. We've tried. Maybe I'll, try and like completely fill out the map or something later, and that'll get me the last couple creatures. But for now, let's call it there. And instead, let's find out what the deal is with this. I've puttered about long enough. All right. So, okay. Interesting. I pretty much know where that is. That's, a little bit to the east of where we are. Are we going to... Alright, so the question is this showing us where we need to go to, or is this showing us where we need to go from? That's lit up now. Like, there's something glowing up there. So I'm betting... Like, it would have been taken from here. Right? Yeah. So, let's assume that it's trying to show us this area. This sort of, like, feeds into the whole... I wish that, there was a quick climb bit, No idea how many of these pictures there might be, which is an interesting question. If there's one for every supply that we've gotten, every hotel that we've visited, that's a fairly significant amount of free climbing. I don't know that I would necessarily love doing that. Okay, it's not. Okay, cool. We know where that is. Oh, there's a bunch of them. We can see the little dots at the bottom of the thing. But we know where that is. You know what? Fast travel home. It's faster than climbing down. And now I'm glad that I've picked up the extra boosts. It'll make this bit a lot faster. Very dramatic lighting with the moon. Ah, I see it. Interesting that it doesn't It isn't scannable. The two horses is just north of us, right? I want to say that they're, yeah, okay. So, hold on. Two horses. Do I see a fire? Not. Trying to decide if I like or not that this was... Oh, nice. There it is. That this was locked behind rolling credits. A lot of times I feel like post-credit stuff doesn't land for me. But this one's not too bad. Alright, so over by the wheel. I don't know, it's really hit or miss, in my opinion, whether or not post-credit stuff is going to annoy me, and I'm gonna not want to do it, or if it's gonna be something that I actually enjoy. I think it really just comes down to, do I want more of the game? In this case, it's a definite yes. Like, I definitely want more of this game. So that makes post-credit content fine, good. Somewhere. Oh, I think I see it. The bridge bit. We had our whole little bit where I talked about bridges and liking bridges in video games. Bridges between buildings. I think they're cool. We're not too far from here, I think. Actually... Let's look at this again. Yeah, here we go. That was looking this way. No, it was looking the other way, wasn't it? Yeah, it totally was. No, actually, it's not this bridge. Huh. Because this bridge... Alright, so where's another building that's got a roof? I really wish I could zoom in on this map. Maybe here? bunch today. Again, a mini-map would be just phenomenal for this. Alright, wrong kind of bridge, unfortunately. Alright, so where else? Bridge. Stuff going on down here. Maybe. Honestly, this is kind of a good way to get me to fill out my map a little bit, like I was just talking about. Honestly a little annoyed about the fact that I still haven't gotten that that whale. Let's do this. We're gonna fast travel home. It's possible that it's right down this way. Alright, so that looks kind of promising. Yeah, okay, it's right there. Nice, nice. I like that we can see the fire from a good distance away. Okay, over by the giants, the Titan Spear, which is on my map. I was relatively certain. I wanted to say it was right over here. Am I blind? No, it's way down south, actually. Yeah, almost in sight of where we just were. Okay, I see it, I think. Yeah. Just kind of feel like these are almost a breadcrumb. Like, you can sort of see the pattern of how you would climb from, like, go from spot to spot to spot. That one, and again, sort of doing the spot, we can see the spear here in the bottom, like yeah, maybe that I did. All right, somewhere. This. Oh, I see the light. Yeah, I think thinking about this, playing this right now, it's kind of making me dwell on post-game content. I really think it is just like, is the game in question one that you want to keep playing after you finish the story? Did the game leave you hungry? And in the case of this game, yeah, absolutely. It's so short that I was totally ready to play some more. And I'm enjoying this. Like, this is rewarding us for having been thorough before. Okay, so this is a good bit north. They're also showing a fair bit of restraint here, where, like, these bits, like, we're climbing onto some of these buildings. And, like, the first one, I was a little nervous, right? Like, oh, if I have to climb all the way to the top of these, that's going to be annoying. But, like, this is a very trivial amount of climbing that it's asking us to do. It's really more about identify the correct spot in the world. Okay, so northward. If I interpreted the picture correctly. This is also kind of giving us a good excuse to put the ship upgrades, the boat upgrades that we've made to good use. I'm assuming it's going to be here, somewhere like that. I don't recognize the exact spot that it's showing. Fact, I think I've overshot because we can see in the picture we can see both the bridge, but also here we can see the crane. Spot where I can see both? Is my draw distance good enough for that? Kind of foggy today, so... Alright, so... There's the crane. Honestly... scenario where if it was nighttime, that might actually be good. Is it also possible? No, it's not. It's not. I think it might be like way further out this way than I thought. It's a somewhat tough pill to swallow though, because that draw distances are extreme. You're there. Huh. This is Not nearly as far. Like, didn't we just find one here? And I thought it was going to be, like, up here. Completely wrong. Alright, at the base of the Skynet. Right over here. Vroom, vroom. I think I even see the glow already. Piece of the condos. The condos are there, right? Alright. Recognize that roundish building. I'm reasonably confident that it's asking us to look south. That building glowing? Yep, sure is. These are going fast. Like, as DLCs go, I am appreciating how this is. It doesn't feel like I'm having my time wasted. And I think I know where that is. I think that's kind of over here-ish. Radiation Geiger counter thing is. Alright, so that's definitely the hospital. Interesting tint to the sky here. Of course, it's in the middle. Alright, kinda to the south, right? I feel like I remember these buildings. Alright, there's horse butt in that picture. Looking for clues. And one of the big clues is that there's the roundish building in the background, so let's look for somewhat intact condos that are here-ish. poor spot was more of a clue than I think it actually was. Quite sitting right. Or where this is. Alright. Let's reset. Really just a serious nosedive here. Right. The last one we found was over here. This, you know what it might be? Building somewhere. I keep trying to scroll to zoom in, and it keeps not being how it works. I want to re-look at this one up north. Alright, so we know that it's one of the main ones, because we can see up at the top, there's the little flags. If it's not this one, is it this one, maybe? Yes, this is feeling a lot more likely. Yep. Oh, we actually have to boat into this bit. Fun. Fun. Alright. So I was very much barking up the wrong tree. Oh, and now it's up to the top. We know exactly where that is. Up we go. climbing speed upgrade would be coming in real clutch right about now. It's fine that this is her speed. Like, this is actually a great speed at which to be climbing, but, you know, video games are full of magic numbers. Like, not just like, oh, you know, it's ones and zeros for every program. No, but like every video game, like, you know, the height of your character's collision box, the rate at which they do their animations, the you know, inertia that they get when you press the forward button. There's so many numbers, and a lot of them are chosen really arbitrarily. Like, when you're doing game development, you just pick a number, you see how it feels, and you go, oh, that's a little bit too much, and you dial it back, and you do it again, and you go, oh, okay, that's better, but I may be overshot. You do it again. You just keep doing it until you get a bunch of things, and you know, sometimes like, this is a good speed that you move, and then you make your character just a little bit wider, and you're like, now it doesn't feel good anymore. And so you tweak it again, and then you change the number, which dictates how far away the camera is from the character, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, now the character feels too slow. You know, there's a lot of just fiddling with numbers. And then back to the beginning, of course. You think it's up at the top? I'm thinking it's up at the top. So, this time, we're going to use Big Brain. Oh, no, it's down here at the bottom at the back. Alright, well, Big Brain really worked out for us. Weird seed, okay. Got a seed that opens up to us when we're close. That feels like such foreshadowing to something. Well, we still didn't get the creatures, but and pressing right bumper does nothing now. We have collected those things. We are done? Question mark? Huge question mark on that, actually. I'm not gonna lie, that was a slightly unsatisfactory ending to that little chain of just like, you did it, big flower. No explanation, no journal entry. Like, I'm surprised that we can't get back to the pictures from here. Gonna just real quick, because... Oh, that's a come down way, not a climb up way. I believe that 100%. Maybe not 100%. I'm really quite surprised, given that we just spent the past, you know, half hour, plus, tearing around on the sea mostly. I'm really quite surprised that we didn't get either the shark or the whale added to our creatures. I'm a bit disappointed about that, if I'm being totally honest. Not like mad at the game or whatever, but I'm just like, no, that's kind of a bummer that we're close, but we didn't actually quite make it to the 100% mark. Dang, I was kind of hoping that there would be another flower up here to add some context about what we just saw, but nothing. And yeah, no remnants over there. Interesting. Interesting. Well, Submerged. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this bonus episode. Let me just real quick, I want to take a look at the Chivos. Holy. The Chivo rate on this game is very low. Like the most commonly acquired Chivo. Let me just hop over to this if you guys can see. The most commonly acquired achievement only has a rate of 31%. I'm wondering if that is indicative of maybe achievements getting added to the game late. But even if we assume that that's the case, not very many players found all creatures. Interestingly, more players got found all creatures than found all secrets, which makes me a little suspicious that I might have experienced a bug. It would not be the first time that I have just had an unfortunate, like, well, it's not triggering. Because I do feel like, you know, we've bumped up against a bunch of whales. It feels like there should be something for that, but the other achievement that we haven't gotten is waiting out a full day-night cycle. Which honestly just sounds kind of tedious. I don't even know how long the day-night cycle in this game is. I feel like we've gone through a fair number of days, so it's got to be decently quick, but out of juice. Alright, so there definitely is a delay once you use up your stamina before your stamina starts recharging. But it also does kind of look like your stamina, the rate at which you're replenishing stamina, increases as you go, which is interesting. Oh, that big whale tail, and I'm going for it. Still no postcard unlocked. So yeah, like final thoughts of this game. Like it's a very pretty game. I enjoy the gameplay. I enjoy the concept of running around, no combat. Like just hey, here's an environment, explore it, find these things for your brother. I do hope that the sequel mixes it up more with the gameplay. You know, has more progression stuff. Because you do, like, by the time that you get to the end, you're like, okay, I understand everything that you have to show me about climbing on these mossy buildings. So, hopefully the next game has a little bit more going on with it, but big picture, like, it's a good game. Just fun. It's very pretty. There's a sort of zen to it, right? Where are you, whales? I can't find. We talked, me and my chat, a little bit about how there's a lot of commonality between this game and Raft, which is a really interesting subject because it's very true. Like you're on a boat, you upgrade it, you're on the ocean, you're scrounging for resources. But at the same time, like, mechanically, Raft is a very mechanics-based game, right? Like, you're building stuff, you're crunching numbers, you're thinking about, like, oh, I need this much water, I need this much fuel, I need to, like, grow these crops so that I can compost them and stuff. And this game is not that. So it kind of goes to show, I guess, how you can have very similar aesthetics and even similar theming and have totally different games, totally different approaches to what's going on in the world, how it all fits together, all that stuff. So one thing that is kind of interesting that I'm going to comment on just before we end this, having the clock tower be the center point is really smart because it's a very recognizable thing, right? Like this church clock tower situation. This is immediately recognizable. It's an easy way to orient yourself. I do kind of wish it was just bigger. The other, buildings in this area kind of all like, well, they all kind of like loom over it, and so like even though it's your hub, you can't really, like, while you're driving around, you can't really orient yourself off of it, which is a bit of a shame. It would be nice to have more, orient myself using landmarks. But yeah, I've been putting it off long enough. Let's call it here for Submerged. YouTube, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this series, and I will see you in the next one when we play more of this game. Or not play more of this game, play more of this series. Until then, bye!